Have you ever sensed the silent, yet overwhelming burden of shame and embarrassment emanating from those who once wronged you? Maybe you've caught the uneasy glances they quickly divert, heard the hesitant apologies, or felt the unmistakable tension in their presence. These are not mere accidents or trivial moments. They are, in fact, profound indicators of a deep psychological and emotional conflict, one that those who mistreated you are now struggling to face. In this exploration, we will delve into the 7 reasons why those who have wronged you are now enveloped in shame and embarrassment. This journey isn't just about understanding their reactions. It's about empowering yourself with the insight that their behavior is a direct reflection of your strength and resilience. Their shame is not a burden for you to carry. Rather, it stands as a powerful affirmation of your own growth and transformation. By the end of this journey, you'll gain a renewed perspective on the dynamics of your relationships, a deeper insight into the human psyche, and a stronger sense of your own dignity and power. Together, we will peel back the layers of psychological and emotional complexity behind their reactions, revealing how your light exposes the shadows they have desperately tried to conceal. Our journey begins with the first and most fundamental reason behind their shame, the realization of their own wrongdoing. This is the pivotal moment when the veil of self-deception is finally lifted, and they are confronted with the undeniable truth of their actions. It is a moment of reckoning, where the comforting illusions they once clung to, the justifications, excuses, and rationalizations, shatter under the crushing weight of reality. In this moment, they can no longer hide behind the false narratives they've spun, nor can they escape the consequences of their actions. What once seemed like harmless self-preservation or justified behavior is now exposed for what it truly was: a betrayal of trust, a lapse in integrity, a moment of weakness that caused real harm. The masks they wore to shield themselves from guilt and responsibility are torn away, leaving them vulnerable and exposed to the harsh light of truth. This realization is often accompanied by a profound sense of guilt. As they begin to understand the true impact of their actions, they may replay the events in their minds, now seeing with clarity the pain they inflicted, the bridges they burned, and the trust they shattered. It's a sobering moment, one that forces them to confront not just what they did, but who they have become because of it. For many, this realization is like a sudden, sharp awakening, a jolt that shakes the very foundation of their self-perception. They must now grapple with the discrepancy between the person they believe themselves to be and the person they have proven to be through their actions. This internal conflict can be deeply unsettling, as they are forced to reconcile their ideal self-image with the harsh reality of their behavior. In some cases, this moment of realization may lead to sincere remorse and a genuine desire to make amends. For others, however, it may trigger a defensive response where they attempt to deny or minimize their wrongdoing in a desperate effort to salvage their self-image. Regardless of their reaction, the undeniable truth of their actions has been revealed, and it becomes a turning point, a moment that will inevitably shape their future behavior and relationships. Your presence during this realization acts as a powerful mirror, reflecting back to them the full extent of their misdeeds. It is through this reflection that they begin to comprehend the gravity of their actions and the irreversible changes they have set into motion. As they struggle with this newfound awareness, their shame is a testament not only to the harm they caused, but also to the strength and integrity you embody. This moment of reckoning is not just about their downfall. It is a profound affirmation of your resilience and the unshakable truth that integrity cannot be compromised without consequence. Building upon the foundation of their realized wrongdoing, we now delve into the second reason behind their shame: the fear of judgment. This fear is not merely about being seen by you. It stretches far beyond that, encompassing a broader, more pervasive dread of being exposed and judged by others. It is the anxiety of social reckoning, where the veil of their carefully maintained facade is stripped away, and their actions are laid bare before the eyes of the community. In this context, every glance, every whispered conversation, and every knowing look from others can feel like an accusation, an unspoken acknowledgement of their guilt. The social circles they once moved through with ease now feel like minefields. where any misstep could lead to exposure. They become hyper-aware of how others perceive them, fearing that their reputation and standing in the community are at stake. This fear is not just about losing the respect of others, but also about the potential consequences that might follow. They worry about being ostracized, shunned, or talked about behind closed doors. They fear that their actions will become the topic of gossip, that their flaws and failures will be dissected and discussed by those who once held them in high regard. This fear of social isolation and the loss of their place within the group can be incredibly distressing. Your presence, then, becomes a constant reminder of the judgment they fear. It symbolizes the truth they can no longer hide from, the reality that their actions have consequences not just for themselves, but for their relationships and standing within the community. Every interaction with you is a potential trigger for this fear, as they worry about how you and others see them now. In this state of heightened anxiety, they may go to great lengths to avoid situations where they might be judged. They might withdraw from social interactions, decline invitations, or even distance themselves from certain groups altogether. This self-imposed exile is an attempt to escape the judgment they dread, but it often only serves to deepen their isolation and shame. However, it is important to understand that this fear of judgment is not a reflection of your actions, but rather a manifestation of their own internal struggles. It is their awareness of their wrongdoing, and the potential for that wrongdoing to be exposed, that fuels this fear. As you navigate your interactions with them, it is crucial to recognize that their fear is a testament to the power of accountability. It is a reminder that actions have consequences, and that true growth often requires facing the discomfort of one's own mistakes. In the broader scope of their emotional journey, this fear of judgment can serve as a catalyst for change. It may prompt them to reflect on their actions more deeply, to seek ways to make amends, and to rebuild the trust and respect they have lost. For some, this fear can be the driving force that leads them to take responsibility for their actions and begin the process of genuine self-improvement. As we delve deeper into the reasons behind their shame, we arrive at the third and perhaps most poignant factor: the profound loss of respect. This is the painful recognition that their actions have not only fractured their relationship with you, but have also irrevocably changed how they are perceived by others, and, most significantly, how they perceive themselves. The loss of respect is a devastating blow because it strikes at the very core of their identity. They must now confront the harsh reality that their behavior has eroded the trust and esteem they once enjoyed. The admiration and regard of others, once taken for granted, have been replaced by doubt, disappointment, and perhaps even disdain. This loss is felt keenly in social interactions, where they can sense the shift in how they are viewed, no longer with the same warmth or trust, but with skepticism or unease. However, it is the internal loss of respect that cuts the deepest. They are forced to face the unsettling truth that their actions have shattered their self-image. The person they believed themselves to be, a person of integrity, loyalty, or honor, has been exposed as a flawed facade. This dissonance between their idealized self and the reality of their actions creates a chasm within, leaving them grappling with feelings of inadequacy, guilt, and self-loathing. Your presence becomes a stark reminder of this loss. You embody the respect they once had, the trust they once held, and the relationship they squandered. Each interaction with you is a painful mirror reflecting back their failings, making it impossible to ignore the respect they have forfeited. As you witness their struggle with this loss of respect, it's important to recognize that rebuilding what has been broken is a path they must navigate on their own. Your role is not to repair their self-image, but to stand as a testament to the power of integrity and the importance of living in alignment with one's values. In understanding this third reason behind their shame, you gain a deeper insight into the complex emotions that drive human behavior and the profound impact respect, or the loss of it, can have on one's sense of self. As we continue to unravel the layers of their shame, we come to the fourth and most revealing reason: the exposure of their true motives. This is the moment when the carefully constructed facade crumbles, and the hidden intentions behind their actions are starkly revealed for all to see. This exposure can be a jarring and unsettling experience for them. The layers of deception, which they may have used to justify their actions to themselves and others, begin to peel away, revealing the true nature of their motivations. Whether it was driven by envy, insecurity, self-interest, or a desire to manipulate outcomes in their favor, these intentions now stand in stark contrast to the image they tried to project. The disintegration of their facade is not merely an external event, but an internal collapse as well. For those who have prided themselves on their integrity or who have carefully curated an image of righteousness, this exposure is a particularly bitter pill to swallow. They must now face the dissonance between who they claim to be and who they have actually shown themselves to be. This realization can be deeply humiliating, as they are forced to confront the gap between their public persona and their private intentions. The exposure of their true motives also has far-reaching consequences in their relationships and social standing. Trust, once broken, is difficult to rebuild, and those who witness the unveiling of their true intentions may find it hard to view them in the same light. The respect and credibility they once enjoyed may quickly erode, leaving them isolated and struggling to regain the trust of those around them. The very relationships they sought to manipulate or control can become the sources of their greatest vulnerability, as their motives are now questioned and their actions scrutinized more closely. In this moment, your presence becomes a powerful symbol of truth and integrity. You are the one who, whether intentionally or not, has illuminated the reality of their actions, bringing to light what they sought to keep hidden. Your strength and resilience serve as a stark contrast to their duplicity, making it impossible for them to continue hiding behind the facade they once relied on. This exposure forces them into a difficult choice: either confront the reality of their actions and seek to change, or retreat further into denial and deflection. For those willing to face the truth, this can be a turning point, an opportunity to learn, grow, and begin the hard work of rebuilding their character and relationships. For others, it may lead to further entrenchment in their flawed behaviors, as they struggle to cope with the shame and discomfort that comes with being exposed. As you observe the unraveling of their facade, remember that this process of exposure, though painful for them, is a necessary step towards accountability and growth. It is not your responsibility to shield them from the consequences of their actions, nor to carry the weight of their shame. Your role is to continue to stand firm in your values, knowing that in doing so, you uphold the principles of honesty, integrity, and authenticity that they must now reckon with. This understanding of the exposure of their true motives not only deepens your insight into their behavior, but also reinforces your own commitment to living a life aligned with truth and sincerity. As we delve deeper into the intricate tapestry of emotions that underpin their shame, we come to the fifth reason: the heavy weight of regret and remorse. This is the point at which the full impact of their actions crashes down upon them, and they are overwhelmed by the stark realization of the harm they have caused, not only to you but also to themselves and the relationships that mattered most. Regret is often the first wave that hits them. It's the lingering, gnawing sense of having made a grave mistake, the recognition that their actions have led them down a path they wish they could have avoided. They replay the moments in their mind, haunted by the what-ifs and if-onlys, imagining how different things could have been if they had chosen a better course. This regret is a bitter reminder that they had the opportunity to act with integrity, to make decisions that would have strengthened rather than destroyed the bonds of trust. But instead, they succumb to impulses or desires that now seem hollow and short-sighted in the harsh light of hindsight. Following regret comes the deeper, more painful emotion of remorse. Unlike regret, which is often tied to the consequences of their actions for themselves, remorse is born out of empathy for the pain they have inflicted on others. It is the gut-wrenching sorrow that emerges when they fully comprehend the suffering they have caused, suffering that cannot be easily undone. This remorse is not just a fleeting emotion, but a profound, sometimes paralyzing sorrow that can consume their thoughts and weigh heavily on their conscience. The burden of remorse can be particularly intense when they see the lasting impact of their actions on those they care about. Perhaps they witnessed the trust they shattered, the friendships they strained, or the opportunities for genuine connection they squandered. Each reminder of these losses deepens their sorrow, as they come to terms with the fact that their actions have left wounds that may never fully heal. This realization can lead to a deep sense of guilt and self-blame, as they grapple with the understanding that they are responsible for creating the very pain they now so deeply regret. Your presence, in this context, becomes a living testament to the consequences of their actions. Every time they encounter you, they are reminded of the hurt they caused, the relationship they damaged, and the integrity they compromised. It is in these moments that the weight of their regret and remorse becomes almost unbearable, as they are forced to confront the reality that their actions have irrevocably changed the dynamics between you. Yet, within the heavy burden of regret and remorse, lies the potential for growth and transformation. These emotions, painful as they are, can serve as powerful motivators for change. If they are willing to face their remorse head-on, they may begin the difficult journey of making amends, seeking forgiveness, and working to rebuild the trust they have lost. This path is not an easy one, but it is essential if they are to move forward with any sense of peace or redemption. As you witness their struggle with regret and remorse, it is important to recognize that these emotions are a natural consequence of their actions, a sign that their conscience is alive and responsive. While you may feel compassion for their suffering, it is crucial to remember that their journey through these emotions is necessary for their own growth and healing. Your role is not to alleviate their pain, but to remain true to your own values and boundaries. Understanding that their regret and remorse are a reflection of the impact you have had on their lives. In understanding this fifth reason behind their shame, you gain a deeper appreciation for the complex interplay of emotions that drive human behavior and the potential for personal transformation that lies within even the most painful of realizations. Building upon the foundation of regret and remorse, we now arrive at the sixth reason for their shame, the shattering of their self-image. This is the moment when their carefully constructed perception of themselves begins to crumble, as they are forced to confront the painful discrepancy between who they believe themselves to be and the stark reality of their actions. This shattering of self-image is not just a superficial blow to their ego. It is a profound internal crisis that shakes the very core of their identity. For much of their life, they may have held on to certain beliefs about themselves, that they are honorable, kind, trustworthy, or compassionate. These beliefs form the foundation of their self-esteem and the way they navigate the world. However, when their actions reveal a stark contrast to these beliefs, they are left grappling with an uncomfortable and disorienting truth. The process of facing this reality is often accompanied by a deep sense of shock and disillusionment. They may feel as though the ground has been pulled out from under them, leaving them in a state of emotional freefall. The person they thought they were, the person they took pride in being, now seems like a stranger, someone whose actions they can hardly recognize or justify. This realization can be incredibly painful, as it forces them to acknowledge that the image they've presented to the world and to themselves is not as solid or admirable as they once believed. This internal collapse is often compounded by the external consequences of their actions. As others begin to see them in a different light, they are forced to confront the reality that their reputation, once a source of pride, has been tarnished. The respect and admiration they may have enjoyed are now replaced by doubt, suspicion, or disappointment. This external validation, which once bolstered their self-image, now only serves to remind them of how far they have fallen from the person they aspired to be. Moreover, the shattering of their self-image can lead to a deep sense of identity crisis. They may begin to question not only their past actions, but also their future choices. Who are they now, if they are not the person they thought they were? What values do they truly hold? And how can they rebuild their sense of self in the aftermath of such a profound realization? These are difficult questions that require introspection, humility, and a willingness to change. Your presence, once again, serves as a powerful mirror in this process. Every interaction with you reminds them of the contrast between the person they tried to be and the person they have shown themselves to be. This reflection is painful, but it is also necessary for their growth. It forces them to face the truth, to let go of the illusions they once held, and to begin the hard work of reconstructing their identity on a more honest and authentic foundation. As they navigate this crisis of self-image, it is important to recognize that this is a necessary step in their journey. While it is natural to feel empathy for their struggle, it is crucial to allow them the space to go through this process on their own. This shattering of self-image, though painful, can be a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. By acknowledging the reality of their actions and the person they have become, they can begin to rebuild themselves in a way that is more aligned with their true values and aspirations. In understanding this sixth reason for their shame, you gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of self-identity and the challenges that come with confronting one's own flaws. It is a reminder that true growth often requires the dismantling of old beliefs and the courage to rebuild oneself from the ground up. As we reach the final reason behind their shame, we touch upon perhaps the most poignant and heart-wrenching of all, the realization of missed opportunities. This is the bittersweet moment when they come to understand that their actions have not only caused you harm but have also deprived them of something deeply significant, the chance to cultivate a meaningful, positive relationship that could have enriched both of your lives. This realization often dawns slowly, like the gradual lifting of a fog, revealing the true extent of what has been lost. They begin to see the moments that could have been shared, the trust that could have been nurtured, and the support that could have been mutual. Every positive interaction that might have deepened your bond now becomes a painful reminder of what will never be. The friendship, partnership, or familial connection that could have grown stronger and more resilient over time has been irreparably damaged, and they are left to grapple with the void that their actions have created. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of regret, not just for the harm inflicted, but for the potential that was squandered. They start to realize that in choosing to betray, deceive, or neglect, they forfeited the opportunity to build something lasting and valuable, a relationship based on mutual respect, trust, and affection. The possibilities of shared joys, mutual growth, and deep connection have been sacrificed, and there is no going back. The loss of these opportunities can be especially painful when they see you moving forward without them, finding fulfillment and connection in other relationships. They are left on the sidelines, watching the life you could have shared with them unfold without their involvement. The milestones you reach, the successes you achieve, and the happiness you find only serve to highlight the opportunities they missed out on by their own doing. Your presence, whether near or distant, becomes a poignant reminder of these missed opportunities. Each time they think of you, they are reminded of what could have been, of the friendship, love, or support that was within reach but is now beyond their grasp. This awareness can stir deep feelings of sorrow and longing as they come to terms with the fact that they have lost not just a relationship, but the potential for a richer, more connected life. Yet within this painful realization lies the possibility for growth. While they cannot undo the past, this awareness of missed opportunities can serve as a powerful motivator for change. It can inspire them to approach future relationships with greater care, to seize the opportunities to build and nurture connections with sincerity and commitment. The regret they feel now can be transformed into a determination to do better, to avoid repeating the mistakes that led to such loss. As you reflect on their journey, it's important to recognize that their realization of missed opportunities is a testament to the value you brought into their life. It underscores the significance of the relationship they lost and the depth of the impact you had. In understanding this final reason behind their shame, you gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate dance of choices and consequences that shape our lives. It serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of acting with integrity and mindfulness in all our relationships, knowing that the opportunities we embrace or forsake have the power to shape our future in profound ways. As we bring this journey to a close, let us take a moment to reflect on the powerful truths we've uncovered. The shame of those who mistreated you is a testament to the strength and light you carry within. Their inability to face you is not a burden for you to bear, but a clear sign of the impact your resilience and integrity have had on their lives. You, the chosen ones, are called to rise above the pain of the past and to walk forward with grace and dignity. Every challenge you've faced, every wound you've healed, has only made you stronger. Their shame is a mirror reflecting the truth that you have stood firm in your values, even when it was difficult. You've shown that light always triumphs over darkness and truth over deception. If this message has touched your heart, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel. By doing so, you'll be part of a journey that seeks to uplift and inspire, one that honors the strength within each of us. And if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and sharing it with others who might need this message. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Together, let's continue to grow, to heal, and to shine brighter than ever. Stay blessed, stay strong, and remember, you are chosen.